Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Today we're going to be talking about the NHL playoffs. We went through the league standings and put each team into their correct NHL bracket spot if the playoffs were to start today. We're going to be going through each matchup and giving you our prediction of who's going to win and how many games. We'll go through each round until we get to the eventual Stanley Cup champion. I'll start it off. So, in the East, in the first Atlantic against the second wild card, I'm going with Tampa Bay against Columbus, my bad. I think Tampa's going to sweep that series very easily, actually.
I said that too.
I think that Tampa's going to have... Tampa's a team... first of all, they're going to have home ice advantage, which is helped them in a key way this year. They don't seem to lose at all. They don't seem to lose at all, and it's very, very rare at home on ice. And when you see Tampa play, they go on win streaks, right? So if Tampa wins a 1 or 2, they gain the momentum, and the other team knows it because the team that Tampa has in front of them, the offense with Kucherov, Stamkos, Point, the defensemen Hedman and McDonough, and
Girardi and
Sergei.
They're a very deep team. And the goaltending in possible Vezina winner Andrei Vasilevsky and All-Star this year.
Not to mention, Columbus hasn't been very good in the first round the past couple of years. They've been swept and they've lost 4-1 to Pittsburgh. So
they can't seem to get it done in the playoffs.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with the team that they have, not a very solid forward court or defensive.
I mean, their forecourt isn't that bad. I mean, they have Pierre-Luc Dubois, Panarin, and
comparing
Anderson.
it to Tampa's.
Comparing it to Tampa's, doesn't stand a chance.
Columbus' line isn't that bad, like the first two lines. Yeah. And after that, like the depth in Tampa and Columbus just don't compare.
And you could see with Coach John Tortorella, you're able to see. Did you see the media report today? How he was so upset with the loss they had.
He said they were a complete different team.
Of course. Yeah. So if that goes on through the entire playoffs or through the first, let's say, 2 or 3 games, he's gonna get frustrated, which is gonna result in the team getting frustrated.
And
if this happens, they'll lose confidence and ultimately lose a series. In my opinion, they're gonna get swept.
One thing that they both teams have in common is very good goaltending. Bobrovsky and Vasilevsky.
Bobrovsky hasn't played.
Bobrovsky's been a little shaky this year. He hasn't been as.
But like, if he plays regular Bobrovsky come playoff time, it
could be a tight series.
Very tight.
He'll make it closer.
Even though, like, I think a couple weeks ago, they had some controversy with the team, and
he got benched.
He got benched for 1
He couldn't even travel with the team.
Yeah.
So that probably caused some problems with it.
You know why that happened, right?
Yeah. He got undressed after
getting pulled.
Which is something you can't do in that level.
No.
At that level.
But he's not re-signing this year. I
think he's going.
I think he's going to be traded at the trade deadline.
Just to add on to this, if Panarin... Bobrovsky. If Panarin gets traded...
Panarin will get traded.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're just going to go downhill from there. Because then, who are you going to put up there?
If Panarin gets traded, then they become a seller.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. They won't make. They
have to rebuild.
And if they do make the playoffs, easy sweep. Like I originally thought, like if this is their team right now with Panarin and Bobrovsky, I say 4-2 Tampa. Tampa's still gonna have a pretty easy time, but I think Columbus and Bobrovsky and their first or second line can sneak in a couple games. It's very hard to sweep a team at that level in the NHL in a playoff series because the adrenaline just carries teams, right?
Right, but when it comes to the eventual President's Trophy winner, they're gonna win the President's Trophy. Obviously, the team they have in front of them, the confidence going into the playoffs with that team. I think they get swept easily.
Yeah.
Especially with one of the best defensemen in the league and Kucherov that's leading the league with 79 points in 50 games.
And Vasilevsky's playing out of his mind.
Yeah, he's
Well, he comes back from injury, makes a career high in saves. So it's
48.
Also, you can count on him stealing a game or two in the playoffs.
But you can count on both goalies if they're both at their...
Obviously, but like this
But Tampa Bay has the offense and the defense to make it...
And the goaltending, that's a little...
But they don't...
notice that, like, once Tampa Bay was down, they would be down 3-0, and they could still come back from any.
Well, you saw yesterday they're losing 4-1 to Pittsburgh, and they scored a goal, and they could have got at least one more. And they could score in bunches with that offense. You can never count them out of a game. So, it's gonna be
very tight.
A lot of goal scoring, I think.
Yeah.
Unless the goalie just down on their heads like they've been doing this year, but still.
Okay, you want to go to the next series?
Yeah. So Montreal, Toronto.
Yeah, you go.
Next series is Montreal, Toronto, which is the second in the Atlantic and the third in the Atlantic. I had Toronto win the series 4-2. For various
I had the
reasons.
same.
I had the exact same here.
Yeah.
I had this because Toronto has been to the playoffs for the past 2 years, and they've had relatively the same group with even though they just added Jake Muzzin and Owen
Which is a
Sonnen.
huge addition for the playoffs.
Defense, yeah, they have a pretty solid team from the top of the forward line to the bottom.
Yeah.
But their defense is still a little shaky. But with the addition of Jake Muzzin, I think they should stabilize.
I think it helps too because he's very physical,
Yeah.
and the Leafs before acquiring him, we haven't seen him play yet. His first game tomorrow against Detroit, but he's very physical,
Yeah.
and that's something the Leafs needed. You also saw in practice today he started on the power play with Jake Gardiner on the second line. The Leafs normally run with 4 forwards on defense, but you've seen Jake Muzzin in his career with LA playing with Doughty has been a very good power play, not specialist, but he's been very good on the power play.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Babcock actually have some history together.
From the World Cup, right?
Yeah, World Cup hockey. So yeah, I don't really want to count Montreal out of this because they're a very good team. They've got a very good goalie. Good
Best
top
goalie in the
four.
world.
Okay.
Did he?
First,
Arguable.
really good
No,
top
arguable.
four D, and obviously Max Domi, Thomas Tatar, a couple names that have been lighting it up in Montreal. So
Unexpectedly.
Montreal's a grinding team.
Yeah.
They know that if they have to get it done, they try their best to get it done every night.
And they're
If
not
you
gonna-
have you watched it, obviously you guys don't watch
Yeah.
them as much as I do this year, but you can tell every night they play as hard as they can, and
They do,
every
they
day, every night they try to win. And if Price has been playing insane out of his mind.
he can literally steal the whole series if he wins.
Price can steal the whole series if he plays back in 2015 when he won the Vezina,
Yeah.
when he won Vezina hard.
Okay, so yeah, but even both again with this series, like last series, both goaltenders can be counted on to win a game for their team. But one thing I have to add for Toronto is that last year, as you see, that they let too many shots at Anderson. That's because both goalies can easily steal a game or two, or even the whole series for their teams. With Anderson being a 9.26 with a 2.66 goals against this year, he hasn't faced as many shots as last year, which he's proven that he can hold out a game even if he faces 35, 40, 50 shots.
But then you saw last year in the playoffs. You saw
He's
his
drained out.
Yeah, you saw.
And you remember what he said? We said last episode. You remember what he said? That
He said he was getting tired.
He was getting tired.
He was tired. But this year, I think him getting injured not a good thing, but it helps him getting rest. And right after his injury, also gave him a bye week, so he hasn't played in the past 2 weeks. He's played like 1 or 2 games, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna help him as he's already got like double the amount of rest he got last year. So.
But like the Leafs, they can afford to let him sit a couple games this year because Michael Hutchinson's proved that he can win a couple games even after being
If
picked
Sparks
up off
goes
the
down,
trade.
also.
But yeah, but Sparks is
But Sparks
is in the
that's-
NHL.
That's another thing because Sparks is a goalie that's 6-3-1 this year. He's got a 907 save percentage and like around 40
Okay.
against.
Okay.
But the numbers don't really prove the way he's playing.
Do you want to talk about this? Because we
He's been
can
playing brutal.
we can talk. Okay, no, brutal's the wrong word.
I wouldn't say brutal.
I wouldn't say brutal
This
either.
team's really helped. Like obviously up front, John Tavares and all those stars have helped them out in winning games. So they've made it easier on him. But if he doesn't start picking up his
shit.
and
Yeah, realistically, he's
Trying to
just
score a
been
couple
finding
goals.
ways to win games. I mean,
His numbers aren't bad though. His numbers are actually very good. Not very
they're
good, but
decent. Yeah,
for playing whatever.
20 games, 30 games.
It's his first full season as a backup.
yeah.
So his numbers aren't bad at all considering those factors.
I think it's a big part of like the criticism that he gets is because you had McElhinney as a backup last year, arguably top 3 best backup goaltender in the league last year.
For sure.
I think the fact that a lot of people didn't like the move of waiving McElhinney and keeping Sparks, I think that stirred up the pot, like as a phrase of speech. I don't think a lot of people like that, but he hasn't.
Do you blame them?
I don't blame them at all.
They're gonna go with the younger goalie. Obviously,
They had to.
They know what he's capable of in the NHL. The
In the
AHL, he was
AHL.
a top 2 goalie last year.
Yeah, and the NHL. Does he
Completely
look
different
at
no.
himself?
No.
Obviously, he has to adapt to a different level of hockey. Obviously, he's had 9 games this year, but you have to trust him. You put trust in him. He's gonna.
Well, when it comes to playoff time, he's not playing games. So just
No.
Not gonna play a game. Not many backup goalies play games in the NHL.
Philip Grubauer.
In the yeah.
That's an
That's an
exception.
except 1 out of every 16 teams, but
Yeah.
So obviously the goaltending on both sides is pretty even.
Montreal can that Price can steal the whole series.
Yeah.
I don't know if Anderson can. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Anderson can, but can't. But well, he probably can. But
He could.
he has the team in front of him that he probably doesn't need.
He doesn't need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Montreal
Especially with Muzzin and,
Mhm.
I think Montreal's defense
can save them.
against no. Well, they only have Petrie and Weber, I think.
Petrie and Weber. I think Mete's good. I
Met
think
is
Jolson
decent.
is pretty good.
Jolson's
they're
good.
not
I think
bad.
Mike
Jolson's
Riley's good.
Okay, but if you look at the defense isn't like a Tampa
It's
defense
not
where you can
spectacular.
easily like stop the
Neither
Leafs
of the
offense.
Leafs.
I know, but if you look at the Leafs offense, no offense, is way better than the Habs offense.
There's no offense. It's a fact.
Yeah.
But
So-
how's Matthews been playing in the last couple games?
Matthews has.
He hasn't been playing good, but
he has 43 points in 35.
he starts for yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
But how many games has he not been in? It doesn't look like he's being himself.
Not
last couple
as
games.
of late, but he's not doing terrible. Like he's not like in a slump or anything. He scored a goal. He has a couple assists. Like he's not.
He's been getting assists. He just hasn't
He's been
scoring.
doing the league average and not his Matthews
Yeah.
self.
Yeah.
If that's what, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like the Leafs, when you talk about their defense, you talk about like Gardner, he's too nonchalant when he plays, and you talk about Zaitsev, he's overpaid and all that. But you look at Hainsey, everybody likes to slander him, but he's also like he's like one of the leaders in the plus minus. He's like top 15 or whatever. It
Yeah.
is. Along with Riley, and then you add Jake Muzzin to that lineup. They have not a solid top 3 D, but like obviously Riley and Muzzin are like.
Okay.
One of the
I
better
think that Montreal is going to lose to Toronto
yeah.
4-2. So I just that's for me is an obvious fact.
Yeah.
I don't think
one of the biggest factors is that Montreal hasn't been like a strong playoff team, especially the
while.
past like.
Yeah.
This is what 2009.
I mean, the Leafs haven't won a playoff series, so
Mhm.
it's gonna be.
It's gonna be if this is the
Interesting.
if this is the final playoff series and
It's gonna be a good
they
series.
end up, this will be a
It's
good
gonna be
series.
Okay,
Okay, let's move on.
you wanna move on?
Yeah.
Okay, so Islanders in Boston next.
Yeah, you want to start?
Okay, yeah. So this is first wild card against first in the Metropolitan.
Mm-hmm.
I have Boston winning some in 6. No offense to the Islanders, they have a good top 6 offense, but then the Bruins, I think their top 3 is better than
Is the best line in the league. In my
one of the best lines in the
Mhm.
league.
Second best, I think Colorado's is better.
They have a good line.
Colorado. They're relatively similar.
Yeah, but when it comes to the playoffs, they're a whole different.
Well,
team.
of course they are, because Boston hasn't playoff experience.
Yeah.
Boston's a really
I think Boston wins in 5. I
The
have them
only-
winning
the only-
5.
I have them in 6.
I have them going to Game 7 only because they have 2 really good goalies. Even though obviously only one's going to play the majority of the game.
I don't think
That
so.
that could be
That
split.
could be different.
I think that one depends on how
Halak
they
in
play.
2011 played the playoffs, and he was
And he was the backup,
played
wasn't he?
no, he was a starter.
Was
Bryce
he a
was the
starter?
backup. He played very well in those playoffs. I think that could be split depending on how Rask plays. I don't think the Islanders don't have the goalies to carry them through a playoff series. They don't have the goalies.
Boston has 2 starting goalies in my opinion with Halak and.
Which could be a trade bait at the deadline.
That could be.
Halak could be a trade.
I mean, Boston needs a good top 6, bottom 6 winger to help them out. I mean, they need someone on Krejci and Donato's line. In my
Obviously,
opinion,
yeah, but like, they have the big presence of Zdeno Chara. There's Charlie McAvoy who slowed down.
their defense is good. I like their defense. I like Boston's defense.
The issue with the Islanders is they don't have a goalie to steal the games.
The Islanders, yeah.
They have Thomas Grace and Robin Leonard, who's honestly playing out of his mind right now.
Well, if Leonard continues to play the way he's been,
But you don't know because
Yeah.
he hasn't been in the playoffs.
Also
And
played
Boston's a
for
playoff
Sure.
He hasn't been in the playoffs
Yeah.
ever. He
Well, I mean,
didn't
Buffalo
make
never
it.
made the playoffs.
He didn't make it on Ottawa. He
No.
didn't make it on Buffalo.
no.
So he has no. They have no experience. I think Grace played a couple games in the playoffs last year or 2 years ago, whatever.
No, he did, yeah, against Florida, right? And he won the series. He played solid.
Yeah, but they have.
He's not a very reliable. In my opinion, he's not a reliable goalie.
I think he's beatable. I don't like the way he plays.
I think Robin Leonard's better.
I think Robin Leonard should.
On the score, they ranked him first in the Vezina Trophy candidates. So
Although,
And he's leading the league in goals against and save percentage.
yeah, and considering he was on a horrible team, I wouldn't say horrible. But
Yeah, I would say
yeah,
horrible.
horrible. I don't want to like bash Buffalo, but
Buffalo sucks.
I don't know, like the Islanders, like as of late, they've
They've been lighting it up.
they've been really good, and they also they lost the John Tavares this year, but they haven't shown that they're weakening at all. Actually,
Barzal and Nelson as the centers, top 2 centers, have been
especially with Anders Lee.
making Islanders fans forget about Tavares. I think not forget, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand.
Anders Lee, Jordan Eberle, and Brock Nelson. It's a pretty good first line.
But
Yeah.
I mean, Anders Lee has had a very good season. When Tavares left, they had good chemistry last year, Tavares and Lee. But Lee's refound that with Nelson. Eberle's been a good fit on that line. I personally didn't think the Islanders were the best fit for him, but he's obviously proven me and a lot of people wrong. So
Okay, let's Let's go on.
Okay, so final now.
Final now, the big one. The one that everyone knows. Usually the second round matchup.
But this one, if the playoffs start today, would be a first round matchup.
Pittsburgh, Washington.
Man, I don't think
It's such a tough series, man. They both have... Actually, no. I think Matt Murray plays better in the playoffs than he does in the
Then
regular
Brady
season.
But if you're gonna go off
And
of this
Brady.
season, you know,
Murray's been injured a lot. He's injured.
Murray's been injured a lot. I personally don't like the way Holtby plays. I think I don't think he's the best goalie in the league, or even close to it, in my opinion, at all. I know a lot of people disagree with that, but
Yeah, I don't.
I think he's not reliable.
I
don't
wouldn't
think
say he's horrible. I would say.
Barrow started the first 2 games in the playoffs last year. Why do you think that happened?
Yeah, okay.
Why do you think
But
that happened?
you can't base the goal. Yeah, with Holtby.
Yeah, of course.
After
of course.
that, he started his head.
I mean, the last three Stanley Cup champs have been Washington, Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh. So, it's,
And you.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh.
both teams are used to being in the playoffs. They
They're both are playoff teams for sure. And if let's say one of those teams don't make it, then it'd be a huge.
both are Stanley
it's-
Cup champions, but
The issue with Pittsburgh and Washington is they're both known to be in the playoffs, and they both know that no matter what, if they get past the first round, they're gonna play each other.
Yeah, I think this is just a completely different story. I think the winner is, in our opinion, is going to play Boston. That's a tight series. I have whoever like I said, Washington's going to win in 7 games, just because Washington's power play this year.
I have Pittsburgh winning in 7.
Pittsburgh. You have Pittsburgh in
Pittsburgh
7.
winning in 6.
In
But,
6.
I have. Well, if we're gonna go off of the first half of the season, Washington hasn't been spectacular at all. Like, Ovi has almost 40. He's like 37 goals right now.
37 goals.
But
He's gonna win.
Washington
He's
is on
gonna
a
win.
7-game losing
He's
streak.
gonna
Their depth has been weaker than last year. Burakovsky, they want to trade him. Last year, especially in the playoffs, he was good. Jacob Branagh, same thing. He was great last year, especially towards the end. This year, it's been a tough ride for him.
It's starting to lean into Ovi trying to carry this team now.
Ovi needs to carry that team.
Because,
Yeah, and it's not working.
they're all
7-game
falling
losing
off,
streak.
7 games. Yeah, they needed this All-Star break. Came at the perfect
It
time.
came at a perfect time. Even for Holtby, 13 goals allowed. That's
Also,
a Holtby's
anything
point.
can change after.
Well, this is like a completely new season. They had their break, and now everyone's grinding for that last playoff spot.
I think the good thing about this, Washington, no matter how bad they've been the last 2 months or month, not a lot of teams have caught out to them. Especially in the division.
Hope he can play out of his mind. You never know. Like,
But so can Matt Murray.
It all depends, honestly. It's whoever shows up. Both teams are disgusting.
Both teams have the.
Like, you can't
both-
deny that.
One could say, I didn't say this, but
Yeah.
one could say that the winner of this series could win the Stanley Cup.
obviously,
It's debatable.
Not debatable. Not debatable. They showed the past 3 years it's been either
Yeah.
Pittsburgh or Washington.
I think the problem is, after we said, Toronto and Tampa's gonna win. I think Tampa's going to the conference final, and that's tough. Like the winner of Washington Pittsburgh playing against Tampa. I mean Tampa.
No, winner of Washington.
Tampa's
Pittsburgh
just
plays-
like Tampa's in their own.
No, I'm
plays
saying the
Boston.
winner of that. Because I said the winner of Pittsburgh and Washington is gonna beat Boston, so they would end up playing probably Tampa, right, in the conference finals. That's a tough matchup for both of them.
Well, obviously the second round is going to be close between each team. Like
Second round and winner comes real playoff hockey.
I
in my
have
opinion.
the second round Tampa and Toronto,
I have that too, and
and
then I
And I have Tampa winning in 6.
have Tampa winning in 6.
I have Tampa winning in 7, only because obviously if we're going off the beginning of the season, Toronto is one. Well, both teams are 1-1 with each other, 1 win and 1 loss.
Mm-hmm.
Both games Vasilevsky also obviously has stood on his head.
But he's another goalie that can steal games for you. And then if the Montreal-Toronto series either goes to 6 or 7,
Yeah.
he's tired. Okay,
Yeah.
Tampa. I don't think
But who's tired? Like
Anderson's
Anderson's tired.
Anderson
or Price.
I would say he's used to it. Like I would say he's used to carrying his team.
Playoff hockey's really
Yeah,
different. Than
it's-
playoff hockey, the intensity,
Plus in the crease, it's a lot of crash and bang compared to the regular season.
Mhm.
So we're talking about Tampa and Toronto right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have Tampa winning in 6 again. I think Vasilevsky will steal that series for them, like he showed coming back off
I
injury.
think, in my personal opinion,
Yeah.
to cut you off,
No, bro.
the first 2 games
Yeah.
is a difference maker. Starts in Tampa. Me being a Leaf fan, if they can sneak out one of the first 2 games in Tampa, that'd be huge.
Because they go back to Toronto, and
Wasn't
Toronto
the game where Vasilevsky made 48 save in Toronto?
No, it was in Tampa. And the
Are you sure?
They
Leafs,
win or they lost?
no, they lost.
Tampa won.
Both
Okay, that was in
games.
Toronto because the other one was in Tampa.
No, both games have been in Tampa so far. They haven't
Okay.
played in Toronto yet. Yeah.
Okay.
The first one was in Tampa too. But the thing is, the Leafs have outplayed Tampa in both games, other than the third period and the last game they played. Where
It's
Tampa
back
just
and
do
forth
everything.
though. Like it's either one team will plays one and then the other team will plays the other. So
Yeah.
They're both teams that this is another series you could say whoever wins this wins a cup. But
with Toronto never being this far in like a while.
I don't think Toronto doesn't have the playoff experience.
No.
I mean,
But if
you
they
could
win
say
the
that.
series, you never know. I think also if they win the first series against Montreal,
First of all,
adrenaline and
the
excitement.
Montreal series is a rival series, which could also
No
add to the
blood flowing,
adrenaline.
but they also can't get injured. They have to hope for like no big.
I mean,
injuries.
like,
Or
their-
suspensions.
Their core,
Yeah.
they're like their core is pretty deep. I mean, like they can bring up anybody that can fill up the role.
Trevor Moore.
Trevor Moore is of late.
I like that guy a lot.
I like Trevor Moore a lot.
Brings a lot of energy. Works hard.
They just traded Carl Gardner for Jake Munson, but that's one player that they could have brought up. But we'll talk about that later. Like they have the Marlies just won the AHL Cup last year, the Calder Cup.
But they're struggling this year. But a big part of that is goaltending too.
They lost Pickard and Sparks. So
Koskisiu, sorry. What is it, 836, 837 save
It
percentage?
sucks this year.
3.22.
Whatever,
I think
he's playing like garbage.
He's not playing very good. But still, we were talking about goaltending.
we all have Tampa winning the series,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I have Tampa winning the series. Yeah, let's go Boston, Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Oh, you have Boston,
I
Washington.
have Boston. Well, you guys can start because you guys both have Boston.
Okay, I have Pittsburgh winning in 7.
I have them winning in 6 only because I don't really see Boston. You know, I don't see Boston like they have the experience, but like they can bring it close. Obviously, because they have a good playoff team. They're a big team. They play bigger in the
They're
playoffs.
both playoff teams, though,
Mhm.
and they both won Stanley Cups.
Who has home ice in the series? It would be Washington, right?
Sorry.
Washington would have home ice, right?
For
Sorry, you guys are talking about Pittsburgh. Okay,
Mhm.
never mind.
So I think it'd be Pittsburgh's a wildcard team.
No.
So Boston would have
No, Pittsburgh would have
Boston would have home ice.
Boston. Oh yeah. Okay,
Pittsburgh
yeah.
wildcard. So like,
That changes it a lot. Then if Boston has home ice.
that power play unit of Malkin, Crosby, and Kessel, and the Tangs on there, if I'm not mistaken. It's a pretty strong power play unit.
Yeah,
but
but then you have Boston's.
then you have Boston with the top big three.
Pasternak, Marchand, Bergeron.
I just have Pens winning this because they've been at this stage. They know what it takes to win, and
Yeah, you have Pens winning. Yeah, me too.
yeah. And you?
Okay, you.
I have this game going at 7, or not this game, this series going at 7. This is a hard one for me to decide. I wanted to say Boston, but the only thing I changed my mind just because Washington won the cup last year.
Yeah, that could be a difference.
I think that they want to go back. Ovechkin wants to go back.
Well, obviously.
They all want to go back. Yes, I have Washington in 7. The only thing that could change the series is special teams.
Ovechkin can't do it all though. So
Yeah, I said before that Washington's power play has been good this year, and it was until the last month where they'd gone 1 for something, I think, until the Toronto game where they actually scored 1. But I think special teams has a big impact on that series, and I think home might have a big impact on that
Yeah, I
series.
agree.
So, but I have Washington in 7 in that series.
Okay.
So in this Eastern Conference Finals,
So I have Tampa and Pittsburgh.
Tampa, Pittsburgh. With you
I have Tampa, Washington.
I have Tampa winning in 7.
I have Tampa winning 6.
I have Tampa in 7 against Washington.
Honestly, I was debating 7, and it probably could be 7. You know, both teams.
It's not going to be 4. No one's getting swept in this
No,
round.
well, you can't say. Okay, it's highly unlikely.
I can probably bet a lot of money that
Yeah.
neither team will be
You know,
swept.
Tampa didn't make the playoffs 2 years ago. They finished just outside the wild card. But the next year they came with Flair with Stamkos coming back.
But he had the blood clots, right?
No,
Yeah.
he-
Yeah,
And
he
he
had
broke
blood
his leg the
clots
year before.
and yeah, okay. So he's been struggling with injuries for
for a couple seasons.
So
Unfortunate circumstances.
so Tampa, I see Tampa win this because they're a pretty deep team. They want to win. They obviously they haven't been to the Stanley Cup Finals since 2006 around there, whatever it was.
Tampa?
Yeah,
No,
against
they
New
won
Jersey.
against Chicago. It was
What?
Chicago, Tampa.
Oh, didn't Toronto Tampa play Montreal in the Eastern Conference Finals, or was that the?
No, they went to in 2013. They played Chicago, and Chicago won in 6.
Sure about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if it was 5 or 6, but I know they played each other in the Stanley Cup
Okay, well,
Finals.
this new team, it's a mix of young and old. You have Kucherov, Sergachev, all these players that are young. Plus, you have like older players like Stamkos and Hedman, so they're not older, but they're not old, but like
They're older.
aging. So yeah, so
Well, I mean, Tampa's bottom 3, or not bottom 3, but their bottom core players: Gord, Ernie. They're all younger players. Their top 2 lines are they're older players, not
The
old.
good mix
older.
between
Yeah, young and old.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It depends. Then you have like an older lineup.
So we all have
We have
Tampa.
Tampa going to the finals.
Okay, let's go West. Yeah.
So first series, Winnipeg Dallas.
Yeah. I have Winnipeg winning in 6.
I got Winnipeg in 6.
I have Winnipeg sweeping.
Oh.
The Dallas Stars.
Why?
Because so
Goaltending.
a couple.
Yeah.
Obviously goaltending.
Ben Bishop's crap.
But
He's one of the worst stars in the league.
After you have Sagan, Ben, and Radulov.
After that, they have no one.
They have Mira Heiskanen and John Klingberg, who are debatably one of the better leads in the league.
They do have a physical defensive core. I mean, Polak. That's what the Leafs are missing too. So to go back to the Leafs, Polak. That's what I was talking about physical. But yeah, Dallas. After that. Yeah.
I've been sweeping only because Dallas has. I remember not beginning of the season, but earlier in the season, Jim Lice, the Dallas GM, he called them out for playing like shit, and
Called out Sagan and Ben.
Their stars playing like shit.
I didn't like that.
I liked it.
To publicly announce that,
I liked it. I think they deserved it, and it really.
That's embarrassing.
Most franchises would call them out, in the locker room, keep it behind closed doors, so that it doesn't create controversy.
But when he does this, it likes to spark under their ass.
Well,
can you not see?
The next game that they both scored.
They both picked up their shit. They played better.
Yeah.
So I liked it, even though it's not a very easy thing to live with. I liked it. So.
Winnipeg has a very deep team, having Shifley, Wheeler, Bufflin, all these superstars. They're all one of the better players in the league. As of late,
Kyle Connor,
he's a really underrated. He's overlooked.
He's very underrated.
Hellebuck.
Yeah, Hellebuck, but
he's been struggling this year a little bit.
But you know who hasn't? The backup, Laurent Brossoit. He's 10-2-1.
He surprised so many people.
He should be starting more games than he has. He's played 13 games this season. He should easily be at 25.
Yeah, I mean Hellebuck. Not maybe like 17 to 20, not 25. But
I don't know the way he's playing right now. He has a 202 goals against.
Yeah.
But speaking of struggling players, Laine has been.
He's so streaky.
He's very. Yeah. He's day and night, off or on. He's not gonna play consistently throughout the 18th season.
Yeah.
Season.
Sorry to cut you off. Laurent Brossoit. 209 goals against. 940 save percentage.
Yeah.
That's fucking
like
crazy.
They have goalies to.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
Okay, so then you have Laine. Started the season off with 21 goals in 25 games.
Yep.
And now he has 4 or something.
And now he has 4 in the last 25, with only 9 assists. So which puts him at 30 something. What is it, 34 points?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's been struggling. They could punish him by playing him lower in the lineup, but
what's it gonna do? It's gonna lower his confidence.
Yeah,
that's it.
But honestly, it could light him up to start playing better and promote himself.
You're just saying that because of the Mitch Marner situation.
Yeah, but Mitch Marner really turned out to be one of the better players in the league.
Well,
Not because of that, obviously. But
Yeah.
Playing with John Tavares really helps.
And other than Winnipeg, if you go back to first of all, do you guys like how Ben, Radulov, and Sagan are split? Radulov and Sagan are together.
They don't have a deep team. That's why I think it's okay.
That's why they need to.
Yeah,
but that's the same thing with Colorado. They need to do it. But the Colorado, Colorado's the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
They top heavy the team.
That's like overpowering your first line. But then once you come up against deep teams for example, I don't want to say Toronto the entire time, but Toronto has a deep team. They have their first 3 centers are John Tavares, Austin Matthews, and Nazem Kadri, who has almost 15 goals this season. He has over 30 points. And
going back to Kadri, he's not played. I don't know if it's his confidence, if it's his. So back to Kadri. Sorry, another technical difficulty. I don't know if it's the fact that he was demoted, or the fact that he just hasn't been scoring, which has been making him frustrated. He hasn't been scoring a lot this year, but as
he's
of
also
late,
playing less minutes on the third line. So
exactly. But as of late, he's been picking up. He's a different player in the playoffs too, because he likes to be physical in the playoffs. He likes to get under opponent's skins.
Some people say that he goes a little too overboard, which shows he got suspended last year. Yeah, for 3 games.
Do you guys agree with this suspension? Because I know you didn't, and I know you didn't.
For 3 games, I don't agree at all. Only because if you watch the play over again, Wingos turns to the boards and he falls down, and last second decision, Kadri can't. Oh, let me just stop up. You can't do that when you're right up against the board.
It was a bad.
You're just trying
I think I agree.
It looks worse than that he intended.
No, I would have given him a game.
I would have given him a game, maybe even 2. I wouldn't have given him 3.
I think it was 2, wasn't it? 2?
It was 3.
You can't give him almost half the series or something that. He's just trying to finish the check in the playoffs.
Okay, let's move on. Let's go Nashville, Minnesota.
Yeah. Okay.
Nashville wins.
Nashville 5.
I have Nashville 4.
I have Nashville 4-1.
So you have 5?
I just say 5 because Minnesota's gonna win one at home. I think.
I don't think so. I think Nashville can win. I think Nashville can win it all.
Dubnik's gonna stand on his head at least one game.
I don't think Dubnik's capable of that.
I think he.
Pekka Rinne is a 35-year-old Vezina-winning goalie who can win the entire series.
Yeah,
for
but
them.
then you go back to last year's playoffs against Winnipeg. He was not very good.
I mean, Minnesota's been to the playoffs the past couple of years, and like they could hold out. They could hold out against.
And they're getting frustrated with
The
losing.
Preds being one of the top teams, they can still hold out against them. They can win one game.
We'll see.
That's
Anyway,
why-
we don't even have to talk about this a lot. Like
Minnesota's not winning. Not even close.
Nashville's depth compared to Minnesota.
Nashville's everything is better.
Yeah, it's just better than everything.
defense,
I mean, the defense. It's just like, how much better of a decor could you get? Yossi, Ellis, Ekholm, Subban,
and then
Hamuse.
Alexei Yemlin.
Yemelin, and then Hamuse,
Yeah.
who's always playing.
But what do you mean? You gotta play against Ryan Suter,
Version, but whatever.
Matt Dumba.
Okay,
The defense isn't that
He's
bad.
injured. I don't know if he...
The offense is just weak on Minnesota.
Okay, let's go on.
He's moving on.
Calgary, Colorado. This could be a debatable one.
I have Calgary in 7.
I have Calgary in 7.
I have Colorado in 7.
Okay, so since we have Calgary in 7, like if you look at Calgary team as a whole, if you look at their forwards with Monahan and Gaudreau, obviously they're one of the top 2 players in the league. If you look at I think their top 5 plus-minus leaders are Brody, Gaudreau, Monahan, Mark Giordano,
And Lindholm.
and Lindholm as the top. Well, I think one of them. There's another player in the top 5. But so
They're
top
top
6.
six, yeah.
They have 5 players on their roster as leading the plus-minus, which doesn't really affect how we do the playoffs, obviously. But obviously, if they can keep the puck in the net with those players on the ice, and having their stars perform like they have in the entire season, I think it'll be pretty close because obviously the Avalanche have.
I just think it's Calgary in 7 just because. Excuse me. Colorado only mainly has one line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Calgary has 2.
Yeah.
With Backlund, Frolik, and Neal.
Mm-hmm.
And Frolik, his agent and Calgary's GM have not been on good terms this year just because there's a lot of argument about him getting scratched and stuff. But when he's been playing very good. Same with Backlund and Neal. He hasn't been as good as he was in Vegas last year, but he's still been good. And then the first line with Monahan, Lindholm, who's been terrific this year ever since coming from Carolina. Sorry,
Terrific.
terrific, and Gaudreau, right?
Okay, let's talk about Calgary for a second. You know why I have them losing? They have no internet.
Experience that's only debatable because Mike Smith
hasn't been to the playoffs
I say
in God
Rittich.
knows how long.
No, I say Rittich is starting.
Rittich has never played a playoff game in his life either.
Okay,
Yeah, but
Mike Smith has been playing on Arizona,
They're
a
also-
shitty fucking team.
they're also a really
you
solid
can-
team. They're also really solid goalies.
Varlamov has playoff experience. Varlamov is capable.
Varlamov also hasn't played good.
Yeah, he has not
He
played.
hasn't played good for the past
either.
2 seasons.
He can steal you a game in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I
but
100% think that.
How much playoff experience does he have?
2 series.
One or 2 seasons.
Not 2 series.
No, he definitely he
they
had
got the-
playoff experience on Washington.
That's true. Yeah. I forgot about Washington. Yeah.
Okay, but I don't know if you're
You
comparing.
can't
how he
say
did this
you can't say
season.
Calgary has no goaltending. I mean,
I'm gonna say that the Calgary has no goaltending in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Right now they have David Rittich.
Right now,
he's
they
been
can-
on it.
You can't play. You
Playing
can't.
so good,
Mike
though.
Smith's been playing like shit though, and he's your veteran. He's the guy that's supposed
But
to carry
Rittich
the
has
team.
been the starter. He's played
Rittich
more
is
games.
also ranked top 5 in the Vezina.
Yeah.
Vezina Trophy.
He's been playing good. You can't go. You can't say they have no. They have goaltending.
I think that playoff experience is gonna fuck them over. That's what I think. That's why. That's
It's obviously gonna be tight. Well, not
And that- and that-
Landeskog, Rantanen, and McKinnon on one side.
that line can win in the series.
Calgary has a good top 4.
But that line can win you the series.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but you can say the same thing about Monahan, Gaudreau,
No
and
way.
Lindholm.
When you put
but what do you? Who's winning series? Depth or one powered line?
Yeah, depth.
Plus some experience. But how
Defense.
many of these guys have been to the playoffs? Especially losing Duchesne, who's been to the playoffs with them, and losing him. How many of these guys have experience in the playoffs?
That's a good point.
That's a good
and
point. Good point.
I give Soderberg credit.
Yeah.
He's been playing. He's hot lately. But other than those 4, it's
They
don't have a
very
lot.
good team.
Okay, let's move on.
all right. So
Winnipeg,
I
Nashville?
have Calgary in 7. Antonio's Calgary in 7. You had
Colorado in 7.
All right.
Winnipeg, Nashville, right?
So
Look at
no,
that.
it's San Jose and Vegas now to finish it off.
Oh my bad.
I
Yeah.
have Vegas in 7.
I have Vegas in 6.
I have the Sharks in 7.
Ooh.
I don't disagree with
I
that.
think Vegas has his playoff experience. Fleury.
Sharks has playoff experience.
No, Vegas only has 1 year.
Yeah, and how well did they play last year? You can't even say it's a fluke because now they're playing lights out again.
Yeah.
It was
not lights out. They're not obviously not as hot as last season.
No, they're getting hot now. And Fleury's playing out of his mind. And
Fleury's
Fleury,
a really good goalie, and he also
he's won 3 Stanley Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Fleury knows that team is a very playoff
That's what I was
experienced
gonna say,
team.
yeah.
But also, if you think about the Sharks, 2 years ago they were in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Their goalie's shit. Their goalie's
I don't like
garbage.
Martin
Martin
Jones.
Jones is not good.
He's not garbage. He's not good.
I don't think he's good. I don't think he can carry a team. I think he. Do you ever see him in the playoffs when they play against who they play against? Edmonton. He played
he wasn't very good,
awful.
yeah. And even against
But
Vegas last year, he wasn't
If
solid.
if Burns, thinking on the Burns, Burns Burns and Carlson are easily one of the top 2 defensemen in the league. Obviously not the best, but
And they have Vlasic, so.
they have pretty deep, solid decor. They have Burns, Vlasic, Carlson, and Justin Braun.
That's a good top 4.
That's a really good top 4, especially when you compare it to Vegas's, which is not bad, but having Burns and Carlson, especially in your top 2, is
and the offense has been good this year.
Carlson doesn't have much playoff experience.
Carlson has made it to the.
I don't think he
Once.
He's also been in the playoffs. He's been in the playoffs multiple times.
Well, they played the Habs like 2 years in a row, in Ottawa. He's played in the playoffs before.
But also this year, not to mention, he hasn't been playing Eric Carlson himself in the last.
Yeah, he made it to the All-Star game.
Entire season, but he made it to the All-Star game.
It was in San Jose. I think that's another reason why he made it because he's a fan favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you saw the ovation they got when they came.
Of course. Well, it's home team, and his name's Eric Carlson. Yeah.
Honestly, the All-Star game is basically what your name is. It's not.
I hate the All-Star game.
I don't like the All-Star game.
A lot of the players that should have been there didn't make it.
I agree. There was
I
nothing
don't
from
like
the
the
Habs
way-
there. It was supposed to be Price. He said no. I think it definitely should have been Tatar or Max Domi.
Yeah, but
One of them.
Yeah.
Then you have obviously you have John Tavares, who you can argue, 30 goals this year, he makes it in the All-Star game. You have Matthews, 21 goals, 21 assists, 22 goals. Obviously, those are numbers that you could say to the All-Star game. But you have Morgan Riley and Mitch Marner.
Who should have got it?
First of all, I think the playoff system's fucked up.
Playoff?
Should be
No, it's not. Sorry, All-Star
Okay,
game.
yeah.
All-Star game. I don't think it should be a player represented from every team. I think it
I
should all be
you
fan
have best of the
voted.
best. Yeah. Let's go back to the series now.
But then
Okay,
you
that's
lose
okay.
viewers though, because you don't have every team represented, and then
Yeah.
you don't really expand it.
Okay, let's
So
go
go
back
back
to
to
let's
the
go back to the series. Okay, where were we? We have Winnipeg and Nashville. Do we all have that?
Well, we were finishing off with San Jose and Vegas.
Okay, I have Vegas winning in 6.
Yeah, we all have Vegas. We also have Vegas.
No,
Except
he
for-
had Sharks.
I had the Sharks and Preds, and I had.
How do you have Sharks and
Sharks
Pegs?
no, it would be Sharks and Calgary.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Sharks and Calgary. Yeah, kind of.
Kids, go to Winnipeg, Nashville.
Okay,
I have Winnipeg.
I have
In
Nashville.
7.
I've set Nashville in 7.
I have them in 7 as well.
Nashville?
I have Nashville in 7.
Yeah. I think Nashville has the experience. I think Nashville
Yeah,
wants
but
to
Winnipeg
win.
beat them last year.
Yeah, you're right. But I think Nashville, Pecorine,
Was
coming
good. And how
35
about
years
Kyrie?
old,
Yeah.
I think he really wants to win the cup. And
Yeah.
I think that with the team they have now,
Especially.
hopefully Austin Watson can return by the
Yeah.
time of the playoffs, which is, we're not sure about that.
Yeah.
He's fucked up.
Especially having that big fan base being used to be in the playoffs the last 2 years.
Yeah, they really helped them,
They really. They
That's a
motivate
fun
the
building
team,
to play in.
for sure.
especially-
But Winnipeg would have home ice. So,
Winnipeg is home.
Winnipeg's good on home ice.
I
The
think
thing I
That's
give-
another fan base, though.
Yeah.
I give
whiteout?
Nashville a nod because
I think because of
they
goaltending.
have
That's
the
what I have.
entire team. There's no flaws. Like obviously,
Yeah.
the forwards aren't as good as the D and the goaltending.
Well, Nashville's forwards are good except for their fourth line.
But like they're not what they're known for. Like Nashville's known for having a good defense, like from the goaltending to the defense.
Defense. It's outstanding.
Okay. Yeah, you want to go next series?
That was go next. Okay, so we have Winnipeg and then Calgary and Vegas.
I have Colorado and Vegas.
You have
I have the Flames and the Sharks.
Sharks.
Oh, so okay, we'll just go.
We're all
on-
different.
Okay.
Okay, you go first.
So Calgary and Vegas. I have Calgary in 7 just because Calgary. They've been to the playoffs many times lately. They've beat Vancouver that one year, but then they've lost and they were winning the series 2-0. No, they were losing the series 2-0 last year, and they were winning the game 3-0 in Game 3. They ended up losing that game. Huge heartbreak there. And the year before, against Anaheim as well, that was just They lost in 6, but I think they wanted more. They could have. Their goaltending that year. Who was it? Kari Ramo in the playoffs
For who?
for Calgary that year.
Ryan Elliott?
No, it was
When was this? What year are we talking
2-3
about?
years ago, I think.
Oh, probably.
So it was Kari Ramo. I can remember everyone was hurt, but what I'm trying to say is they've had disappointments the last couple of years. I think they won it this year, and I think they have the team to do it with the defense and the top 2 line forwards that they have.
They're one of the favorites in the Canadian teams.
Okay, you go. What do you think?
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I have Calgary in 7 on that one.
I have the Flames in 6 over the Sharks. I just see the Flames because they're the second best team in the league behind Tampa. They have veterans on their team like Mark Giordano and
The ageist wonder.
they're not like they're not like a young team. Like they're a young team, but they're not like fully young. They have
Their forwards are younger than their defense.
So like they have talent up front, they have talent behind, but they
I think their goal is going to fuck them again in that series.
Depends. Okay, so what was your opinion then?
I have Colorado winning in 7.
Oh yeah, Colorado against Vegas. Okay, so
I have Colorado winning in 7. I think that line's still going to carry them throughout the playoffs. I think that line can really mash up anybody. I think if Colorado's able to come away past Calgary, I think they'll be easily beat.
We have Colorado against Vegas' defense too, so I think that helps them as well.
Okay, let's go on. So now we have Nashville and I have Nashville,
You
Colorado.
have Nashville, Colorado.
I have Nashville, the Flames.
And you have
I
Nashville,
have
Florida.
Winnipeg and Calgary.
Oh.
That's a huge matchup, Canadian matchup. That's
Winnipeg wins, in my opinion.
I have Calgary on the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't know why. I like the way Calgary have been playing this year. I don't know what it is. Winnipeg has a better team on paper. I just see it's just something I feel. I just see Calgary going to the Stanley
If
Cup
I add
Finals
on to
this year.
that, I don't have Winnipeg even being there, but Winnipeg has a deeper team. They have a better team, and
They have a good fan base and a good arena.
every part of Winnipeg tells you that they're winning this game, this series, even though Calgary's success this year.
No, that's very true. I would, on a lot of other days, I'll go with Winnipeg, but I'm just feeling Calgary. Like, they're just.
You're just feeling Calgary, eh?
I just like their team.
Yeah.
I like their team. They're not an easy team to play against.
Okay, I have Nashville being Colorado in 6.
Nashville, Colorado, 6.
Yeah, I think that Nashville will smack them. Because of their one line, I think that one line will be tired out. I think Pecorino will still be on his A game because he's made it this far. He knows what it takes. Obviously, he hasn't won, but he knows he can win.
Pekka Rinne is playing against a not as talented Wild team, and then he's playing the Jets, who's gonna tire him out, but he's like the real competition.
That's
seven
true.
games. Well, I said they win in 7 games.
They have an
I have
easier,
7 games as well.
route.
Yeah, and I think they beat Colorado in 6. What do you think?
I have them beating the Flames in 6.
Yeah.
For each of their obvious seasons.
Oh, so you had the Flames too in the conference finals. Yeah.
So they have obviously the Flames haven't been there. Preds have been there the past 2 years, and it's just
They know what it takes.
Yeah,
So now, Stanley Cup Finals. I have Nashville, Tampa.
I have Tampa, Calgary.
And you?
I have Nashville. Tampa.
Okay, can I start it because you guys won't agree with me?
Yeah.
I have Tampa winning in 5.
I have Tampa winning in 6.
You have Tampa winning 5 against Nashville?
Yeah,
In 5.
in 5. I think Tampa will smack the crap out of them.
Okay, continue on that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
also
That's interesting.
they also have an easier route, except for they have to play the Pen. Well, in my opinion, I have them playing the Pens, the Leafs, and Columbus. They have an easy. They're basically, you could say they have a bye to the second round. But I feel like Toronto and the Pens will give them a hard time. Which you never know.
I can't see the Stanley Cup Finals ending in 5 games. It's not LA.
I think Tampa will win in 5. I think Tampa has a I would not say deeper team. Maybe yeah.
No, they
Not,
don't.
but they're not, the thing that Nashville has is that they've been in this. spot.
Position.
They've come up against
Okay, let me change it then. I'm gonna say Tampa in 6. Then
Okay.
that's what I think.
because
I think Tampa
the reason
will.
is they went against Tampa last year. I mean not Tampa. They went against the Pens last year. A team that's been good since they drafted Crosby. They've had 3 Stanley Cups, and obviously as these players have aged, they have all these players that that can win them the series. Like just based on their stars, they don't have to have much depth to help them out.
You know why I think I have Tampa in 5? Because I think Pittsburgh is the same skill level of team as Nashville, and I think Toronto, you can argue, is the same skill level of team as Nashville.
So you're saying if they get by,
if they get by Toronto and Pittsburgh, I think they'll smack Nashville.
Also, like
that
comes
makes
back to
sense.
being there and the nervousness level and.
Well, that you can't decide. That's just what happens.
Yeah.
It's up to them. Yeah.
Okay, what do you have?
I have Tampa in 6 against the Preds. So basically for the same reasons.
Yeah.
Tampa's such a deep team that everything they've done this season, everything they've done the past 2 seasons, like with acquiring JT Miller, they have such a deep team that it's not really hard to it's not
hard to
really
go
easy
against
compete
them.
with,
Yeah. Okay. So you want to? I have a question for you guys. Who
Can
do
I
you?
go over my finals first?
Oh, you didn't do it
Yeah.
yet. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
Okay, you guys are very much going to disagree with this. I think I have Tampa winning either way, but I think if Calgary does end up winning the finals, I think the finals goes to 7.
And you think
I think
Tampa
Tampa
wins?
wins in 7, but if my opinion,
If Tampa
is
wins in
wrong-
7, that means that Tampa wins at home, right?
yeah, but if Calgary loses, which
which
It's
is
a
the best
good-
2 teams right now so far.
yeah, but if Calgary loses and it's Winnipeg, then I have Winnipeg winning the cup.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's very
So
interesting.
for now, if it's Tampa Calgary, I have Tampa in 7.
Okay.
Just because Tampa's depth cannot go against Calgary. Like, again, I was feeling Calgary today, but once they get there and you actually look at the team, defense not the same as Tampa's. It's close, but not the same. And then the offense just
Tampa and the
different.
Preds, in my opinion, are the same team. Solid forward core, solid defense core,
I
and
think
solid goaltending.
I think Vasilevsky's better than Pecorino.
I think just overall in this playoffs, it's gonna be.
It's gonna if this was a playoffs that started right now, I'd be so happy with
It'd be a
it
fun playoff
for sure.
Um,
Except like I don't care about like the Nashville Minnesota
Like if
series.
you look at each goaltending,
and Dallas, Winnipeg.
everybody's
Those
goaltending. You have from the East, you have Vasilevsky, you have Bobrovsky, you have Carey Price, you have Frederick Anderson, and then you
Leonard,
have Leonard,
Gross.
Rask,
Rask, and Vasilevsky.
Murray.
That's pretty gross goaltending.
That's really good goaltending.
And then same on the West. Actually, the West is a little bit weaker, but
Okay, let's go into questions. Okay, so who do you think is the bounce back player of the year?
you're starting.
You start.
Okay. This one I have Mike Hoffman.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's not a bad one. Mike Hoffman, just because last year, 4 seasons with Ottawa, 4 seasons in NHL, he only had 22 points last year.
Okay.
That was his
Career
career
low.
low.
Also, Ottawa was a really bad team.
That's a
Yeah,
really
I think the
shitty
change
team.
of scenery helped him. But this year, he has 23 points.
According to the All-Star break.
Sorry, 23 goals going into the All-Star break.
And how many points?
And he has 14 assists. So
38 points.
38
37
points. 37 points, sorry. He has 10 power play goals, 21 power play points. He's been a big impact for Florida. I mean, he had a 14-game point streak. Was it 14?
Around that.
Yeah, it was 4. So
Yeah,
I think the
agree.
way
That's a good one.
he already has one more point at the All-Star break this year than he does all of last year.
So like if you take, I feel like if you took him out of the media, like with Ottawa and had all their like drama.
Well, the thing that
around
happened
them,
with Carlson, right? Yeah.
Like you have Carlson, the issues with Carlson. You have the issues with selling out seats to in Ottawa.
It changes a lot.
Like if you take him out of a toxic environment and put him into an environment in Florida,
Where there's
obviously-
barely any fans.
Yeah, so he doesn't have really much pressure on him.
Yeah.
He can just give
Okay,
him-
who do you think?
I had Jeff Skinner.
I think they would too.
I had Jeff Skinner coming out of Carolina, who wasn't. They have a team like with players like Falk. They have Aho. Last year they had
Teravainen.
Teravainen. They have all these players,
That
but
Lindholm too last year was on Calgary now.
yeah. So like, if you take him out, like I think he just needed obviously a change of scenery as well.
Mhm.
He's been with Carolina his entire life,
And they haven't done it. They haven't even made the playoffs.
especially and then put him on a team that was built really well this year.
When did
Buffalo?
Skinner get drafted?
I think he was drafted before 2010. I'm not sure.
I think was it 2008?
Because Carolina won the cup 2006.
2006.
Yeah,
no,
but
he
he
wasn't
wasn't
playing yet.
around
He wasn't playing.
Okay,
yet.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, so like, they put him on a team in like Buffalo with obviously the first overall draft pick, Rasmus
Eichel.
Dahlin.
Mhm.
And Eichel from the year before. So I thought you were gonna say Eichel on offense.
Yeah, so then they have obviously they have
I go second overall.
Yeah, that's very true.
and
Oops.
they have Carter Hutton. So yeah, they have
Also playing very well. So is Linus Allmark.
they have
He's a good backup.
Rasmus
I like him.
Ristolainen. They have all these good players that if you put them in on a team like that, that's like
Even
under
though-
the radar kind of.
Do you think they're going to make playoffs?
Buffalo, no.
I don't think so either.
No.
But I think next year they will.
Next year they will.
They're kind of like starting their.
They're on the outside looking in.
No, they're on but they're in their rebuilding stages still, but they're starting to like make a U-turn and going the other way.
Well, after the 10-game win streak this year, they've
Yeah.
They just dropped.
Like
Yeah.
the exact opposite thing. So yeah.
Yeah, there's been no talk about them.
But
So,
Jeff Skinner, he's got 31 goals this year. I think he's second in the race for goals.
what is that? I think that's more than double what he had last year.
Yeah. So
Okay, you want to hear mine?
Yeah, sure.
See, I was either thinking maybe Max Domi. He's 9 goals last
That's a
year,
good one, that's a
and
good
4 of them were empty net. But I picked Robin Leonard.
Yeah.
Last year on a crappy Buffalo team, 301 goals against, 908 save percentage.
but you have Robin Leonard on that team now.
On what?
On Buffalo.
If he goes back to Buffalo, I think he has better numbers.
But
on
the only reason
Buffalo
why
now.
I don't think that he would have the same success because all the troubles they had last year and all the the rage that they've had last year that they're a crappy team losing games, they had players that didn't care to be there, like Evander Kane and O'Reilly. You take him out of that environment and put him in a whole new environment with
The Islanders.
And again, the Islanders, not a lot of media, not a lot of.
a young team.
And look what he's doing. 202 goals against, the 931 save percentage. I think he will win the Vezina. I do. I want him to.
I want him to.
Only because of his name.
He's a good story.
I agree with
Yeah, so if he wins the Vezina, it'd be great for his name and for the Islanders in general.
Sorry, the thing I like about him, his confidence level from last year could not have been that high going into this year. I mean,
That was probably garbage.
He was
And he was only signed for 1 year, $1.5 million.
he was pretty much ran out of Buffalo,
Yeah, and he has.
and he's gone to
He's
a
going to be
team
re-signed.
that
by the
lost
Islanders.
Tavares.
Yeah.
And just the things that not only him but the team have done, and then his story as well. It's just I like that you chose him as like the comeback.
Me
player
too.
because-
Me too. Okay, you have a question?
I said the biggest letdown team of the season.
Oh,
Letdown team.
I thought we were doing letdown.
No, I say letdown team because we're talking.
So we're doing the most underrated player now.
Yeah.
So who do you think?
You guys go first. So I'm trying to still think of one.
I have Alexander Barkov.
Did you see that? Because you searched it up, and it said he was the most underrated player.
No,
Oh,
the
okay.
most underrated player was Jeff Skinner. I'm pretty sure, wasn't it?
No, I think it was Barkov.
Was
Okay,
it
whatever.
Barkov?
Continue.
No,
Who's
I just have
Barkov?
Barkov. He has 47 points in 48 games played, almost a point per game. And not only this year, the last, I think since 2015, 2016, he just proven himself every year, and there's still no talk about him. 2016, 59 points. 2017, 52 points. Then last year, 2018, he had 78 points. And this year, halfway through the year at the All-Star break, 47 points.
Okay.
For those numbers, there's very little talk about him when there should be a lot more. I think the market in Florida has something to do with that, but
Yeah, I have. For me, I have Anders Lee. Same thing. No market.
Yeah, no market. Yeah.
Last year he had 40 goals. Year
He
before
tore it
that,
up last year.
2018, he's somewhere around like 60 or 70 goals like the entire year.
You mean like
from
40?
this season, from last
yes,
season to this
he
season.
was at 100. He had the most goals. He was.
He has the most. I think
He's the most goals in a calendar year.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And he had 34 goals a year before. Like he's on a rampage.
And this year he's doing good too, isn't he?
He's doing. He's not doing the
He
greatest.
started
He
off
has-
the year good.
He has 37
He started
points in
off
49 games.
Which isn't that bad. It's not bad.
One player I have is Thomas Chabot. But like, although like he's
That's
not.
bad.
It's because he's a rookie.
It's
Not a rookie, he's a young guy.
He's not. I wouldn't say per se he's underrated, but he's not rated as much as he could because
He's on a shitty team.
He's not on a good team. Plus,
Well,
you
you
have
have Norris
defensemen like
Trophy.
he's a candidate, but you also have like players like Mark Giordano, whose name's out there. You have Morgan Riley, who's doing really good. Besides,
I think the defense this year has hit his name, like with
Yeah.
Riley, Giordano, you said.
especially him being young and having a lot of talent. Besides, there's also
Yeah.
players that are young as well that have like Mir Heiskanen and Rasmus Dahlin. So
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I don't think they're close to the Vezina. Not Vezina. Sorry.
Norris.
not Norris, but like I think
You're just talking about like defense in general. This year has been solid.
yeah.
Okay, you want to go into most underrated, most let down team?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
I just have I don't know, I thought like Philadelphia, in my opinion.
That's a good one.
They have the line with they have not line, but they have players like Giroux. They have Voracek. They have Wayne Simmons. Now Wayne Simmons is on the trade block, so
He will be traded.
in my opinion, he'll be traded before the trade deadline. So they've been a pretty big letdown, especially with Provorov, Gosh Spear, these good defensemen. So that's what I think is.
Do you want to hear mine? You guys will really 100% disagree with mine. Ready?
Yeah.
I think the Leafs are the biggest letdown team in the league. And I'll tell you why. Listen, they signed Tavares in the offseason for $11 million, okay? The team has, like, 5 All-Stars. They have who? Tavares, Riley, Marner, Matthews, Anderson.
Debatable.
Anderson's an All-Star. That's 5 All-Stars on the team. And they're going on losing streaks. And they're going...
Well, Matthews also didn't play. And then you consider Nylander, he's back.
And Nylander, that's a 6th All-Star.
But listen.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him an all-star.
No,
I don't.
listen.
I think he's a product.
He's a
of Matthews.
superstar.
He's a product.
People know his name. He's a known player.
Yeah, but
he's not like an
if,
unders league.
If you think about the Leafs, if they get Nylander playing to the potential he was last year and the year before, this year, they're pretty much gaining a new player.
But I disagree with that only because you see them in the absence of Nylander. You see them put Kapanen on that line, and then you see him put up all these big numbers, and then say, "Oh, okay, so if we don't have Nylander, then it's okay. We have Kapanen." But in my opinion, all these players are a product of Austin Matthews. These players are making their careers. I think if you didn't have Nylander on Matthews' line for his first 2 seasons, his first 2 full seasons, he doesn't put up 60 points.
I think that with the addition of a superstar, an Olympian, a World Cup of Hockey champion in John Tavares, with the addition of a person like John Tavares, I think they should be the President's Trophy finalists and candidates, and I think they should be a really high Stanley Cup favorite, which they aren't, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I disagree with that, but I agree with you because we didn't even have them getting past the second round, which with this kind of team they should. But the reason why I disagree with you is because a team like Tampa Bay is more well established than these guys are. These guys have been playing as a team together with Nylander being out the first 4 months and then Tavares is coming in for his first season as a Leaf.
The chemistry isn't all there.
Yeah, it's not like developed away like Tampa's.
I think next year they'll be good.
They've what? Okay. How many games are they in this season?
50 games.
49.
Yeah.
49 games.
62 points.
I think through 49 games, their chemistry should be fine. With a coach they have like Babcock, I think that they have the potential to...
Okay, but that's different. He changes the lines every game, every 2 periods.
But because he knows who works together and who doesn't work.
But it's not working because
you know that they're making the playoffs though. So
but that's not the point. They should be the President's Trophy favorites.
All right. Okay.
Okay, but like the thing is, you're acting like they're like a middle pack team.
I know. They're second.
Well, they have
they're second in the Atlantic,
points.
but they're 8th in the league. Or something like that, 7?
Yeah, but you can't. They played bad the last 2 weeks.
They're not playing.
Exactly.
They're not.
But the team they have, they shouldn't be playing bad for 2 weeks straight.
You have
team
to
goes like other teams in general go through stretches too. Like you can't.
Of course they do.
You can't base like them like being bad or like not like being a let out team just because of like.
You have to base it on the East though, because they play the East.
East is a harder conference.
But like, if they're not gonna play a Western team until hopefully they
Stanley Cup Finals.
So, if you're basing it on the teams in the East, who are in my opinion a lot better than the teams in the West, you have first place the Islanders with 63 points with 50 games played, and then you have the Leafs with 62 points with 49 games played, which makes them like third in the league. Third in the Eastern Conference, which it's not terrible, but honestly they should be. They're like the gap between.
Do you agree that they should be President Trophy?
Yes.
They should be
top 3.
They shouldn't be 10 points behind
14
Tampa.
out of Tampa.
They should not be that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tampa also, it's very hard for them to lose all because Toronto.
I think Tampa's a better team than Toronto.
Yeah, I think everybody agrees with that because if you think that if you go back to like when Tampa's down in the game, Toronto can't like.
Toronto's not coming back.
Toronto's not a third period team.
Nobody can come back to
second period team.
I disagree. Because
Actually, no,
do you ever see the Habs play? The Habs are a team that can come back in the third period.
No, the Habs always come back.
The Habs are always going down.
The thing is with the Leafs and most teams, if you score first, you're winning because that's.
Well, the Leafs have the best record in the league, second best record in the league.
The Leafs have that team. They have the team. First of all, the Leafs are a bunch of young guys who like the confidence, who need the confidence, and when you score first, you have that confidence.
Their thing is scoring first, and if you score first, the momentum's on their side. If they can keep the momentum on their side, no one's changing to their.
What do you think?
Okay, so to wrap things up, I got St. Louis as the biggest letdown team, just because they made a lot of moves.
Okay.
O'Reilly,
do you know why? Do you know why they're the biggest letdown team?
Why do you think?
Because they don't have a fucking goalie. And I've been saying this for the past
you have Jake Allen
4 years. Jake Allen should not be in the NHL, and if he is in the NHL, he should be a backup on another team that doesn't need a goalie like St. Louis
They need to
does.
pick up a goalie.
Jordan Bennington cannot carry that team. They have to either pick up Brian Elliott or Michael Norvis from Philadelphia, who has fucking hundreds of goalies coming out of their ass like they're nothing.
Honestly,
Yeah.
If the Leafs could have got Hutchinson for a 7th round pick, I think
the Leafs should trade Hutchinson to St. Louis and they can get something bigger from him.
Oh, I think that's a good point. I think you put Hutchinson. I think personally, I've been saying this for a while.
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson.
No,
And Janssen. No. If you put Hutchinson and Janssen in a trade, If you put Hutchinson and Johnson in a trade, I think you get Petrangelo for that.
But I think no. You have to
Yes.
put Sparks because Hutchinson has no NHL experience.
Yes, he
He's
does.
played-
Hutchinson.
No,
What do you mean?
he's played
Sparks
like-
doesn't have.
He barely played the last 2 years. He played 4 games with the Leafs,
Okay,
and he
no,
played like
this is what I think,
the
this is what
first
I think,
10
yeah.
with
Florida.
Winnipeg.
And he played with Winnipeg. He has NHL experience. He has more than Sparks.
No, this
Yeah,
is what I
but
think, this is what I
Sparks
think.
has greater potential because he's younger.
The Leafs have 3 solid goaltenders in Sparks, Hutchinson, and Frederick Anderson. Obviously, if you want something in return, you're gonna have to give up a little bit, and I think Hutchinson's better than Sparks.
Yeah,
So if
okay,
you're
yeah,
gonna-
that makes sense.
Sparks has more potential,
Okay,
which
it
has
depends who
he has
they
a higher
want.
trade
It depends
value.
who they want.
So if you can Sparks, I have no problem with leaving on this team. So if you can have Frederick Anderson and Sparks as the first 2 goalies, and trade away Hutchinson and Nylander.
I would trade
either
Nylander for
Parayko?
Parayko or Petrangelo.
Yeah, but obviously they're gonna want a little more, so they probably can add in a pick.
You have to.
No,
you
well,
have to add in a
if you
pick.
give them,
But you already gave up your first round pick, and you're not going to give up your first round pick.
And
Do
you
they have their
give-
first round pick next year?
And you're giving
No,
up
they
a
just
player
gave it
they
to
might not want.
LA.
No, the year after.
I'm not too sure.
You're giving up a player that they might not even want. But Nylander had 3 assists in his last.
Well, they need
game.
Sparks. That's a player they do
No,
want.
No, they need Hutchinson.
Hutchinson.
They need
It's
someone.
whoever
They need
it's whoever
someone. They
want.
can't have Jake
Yeah.
Allen in that.
It's whoever they want. But
Jake Allen had one good season when he came back and played when Elliott was hurt. That was the only time. Then he got big because of that one decent season he had. Then Elliott was traded away or whatever, whatever he did. He went to Calgary.
Okay. The point is, St. Louis needs a goalie. The Leafs want one more defense. They need a clear cap
That could be a
space.
trade that will
Trade
be
away.
made.
That would be a big trade.
Or what you can do too is if you're the Leafs, or for St. Louis to get better, they trade with Carolina because Carolina also has 3 goalies.
That Scott Darling.
Scott Darling's on the team. He's on waivers. Unless
No,
he's in
he's
the
back in the
AHL.
AHL. He's back in the AHL.
Scott Darling's garbage. He shouldn't be in the AHL. It should
No.
be Peter Mrazek who
Peter
should be
Mrazek,
traded.
yeah.
Because McElhinney is the starter of that team.
Well, but then who just Carolina has
Brady McElhinney.
Or what you do is you trade with Chicago and you trade for Ward. Because Crawford's coming back and Delia is very good. Delia might be traded. He might be traded.
Be traded for a prospect too, or like a pick or something.
Okay.
All right,
Should we wrap it up?
So that's gonna be it for today's
Episode?
second podcast. I just want to say thank you for the support we got on the first video. We really appreciate people who shout us out and tell people about it. We very much, all of us, appreciate if we can get a couple of shout outs, share our channel again. We want to make this channel big.
Next week we have a couple
Next week,
TSN.
the next couple of weeks we're gonna be having, not for sure, but
Very
it's a
probable.
Very probable we're gonna be having some very big names
We'll
in the
just
TSN market.
Like
Shall we share it?
we'll just get like Darren Dreger.
Darren
maybe.
Dreger is coming on.
James Duthie.
Those
Ward
guys
Miller.
have all. We've reached out to them. They've reached back out to us. We have some big names coming on. It's gonna get.
It's gonna
big.
be good, boys.
It's gonna be a very fun ride. We're looking forward to it. Obviously, a 16-year-old. We're just trying to have fun with this, and we're all like.
We all like
excited.
it.
We can't be more excited than this. So.
I'm sure you
Thank
can
you
tell.
for the support. Please share our channel again. It's gonna
And,
get big and fun. in the
We're
next
doing every
couple weeks.
Thursdays.
Go boys.
Every Thursday, pretty much. So,
Yeah, okay.
And it's gonna change the weekly, but at least once a week. So.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks guys again, and
See you
shout out
next
again.
time.
Greatly appreciate it. And we're looking for it. Thanks.
Go boys.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Puck Stops Here podcast with Tyler Cohen and Joseph Legambino.
Hey guys, what's up? Okay, so today is a very special day for us. Obviously, 2 16-year-olds. We're really looking forward to this. It's our first podcast, obviously. We're gonna be talking about a few teams' needs going into the All-Star break, as obviously the All-Star break is this weekend. And later on in the show, we have a very special guest coming on. Hopefully. We're looking forward to that a lot. He's a very knowledgeable guy, a big guy in sports, and we're looking forward to learning from his knowledge. And after this video, we'd very much appreciate it if you subscribe to our channels. We're gonna be posting weekly, and it would mean a lot to us if you take a couple minutes out of your time just to spread the news about our channel and everything, just so we got more viewers and try and build the channel. So yeah.
Okay, so the first team we're going to talk about today is Toronto Maple
The
Leafs.
Leafs,
Let's
the
talk about
Leafs.
Okay, so what are you? Obviously,
Alright,
you're
so
a
obviously-
bigger
yeah.
Leaf fan than I am. So.
Well, obviously, everyone knows, not only me, you obviously know, anyone who's involved in sports knows that their biggest need is defense.
Well, if they want to make it far in the playoffs,
They
obviously.
need defense.
Yeah, they can't rely on Morgan Riley and Jake Gardner.
The whole season, and Anderson taking over 40 shots every game.
Yeah.
Honestly, the left side of their defense is not that bad. They have Gardner, Riley, and Dermott. Dermott, upside, speed, he's physical for like not the biggest guy on the team,
Yeah.
and he can move the puck. He starts breakouts. He
lacks experience.
He lacks experience, but it doesn't show as much as you would expect it.
Right.
His good traits and good habits.